Audio icks. We all get them. We all feel them. I have 20 icks in under 10 minutes suggested by you, the viewers. Let's synchronize our watches. Let's go. Hi, Bob, and you, my friends, are in the United States of Analog once again. By the way, that Let's Go was an homage to one of my favorite YouTubers, the Mad Watch Collector. Let's go! All right. Okay. Hey, welcome to our great nation of audio appreciation. I am your leader. Today, we've got icks. You've seen them. You may be guilty of some of them. I've got 20. We've got to rip through them quick in under 10 minutes. I'm going to name check the contributors' icks. Let's go. Number 1 comes from @LarrySchwartz9883. Expensive systems with speakers wired up with zip cord. Not sure what zip cords are. Does he mean zip cables or lamp cord? Or I use zip ties sometimes to organize my power cables and all that stuff in the back. Number 2 comes from JoeCore2630. Cable risers, exclamation mark. You know what, Joe Corey? You know what bothers me even more? People who don't spend enough money on cables. I call them cable misers. Oof, no good. Number 3 comes from Alburo LCD. Springsteen. At least he's not J-Lo, he says. Stop taking shots at the boss. Stop taking shots at me. I am your leader. Number 4 comes from Monkey Manstones. Number 1, presenters who film a video wearing their underwear for viewers to see. T-shirts are underwear. There's my ick. Well, Monkey Manstones, number 1, I got another surprise for you. I'm not wearing pants. Number 5 comes from Caravaggio16. My ick is people who only think you can be a respected audiophile if you listen to OG pressings of Pink Floyd or Name Your Jazz album on your MC cartridge. Okay, I'll do you one better. I think it's icky that Pink Floyd has so many variants of Dark Side of the Moon, DTOSM. Wait, is that right? DTSOM. And I also think it's a travesty that Roger and David can't get their S together and reunite and put away their differences so they can do a residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Because you know what? If they did that, they can have all of my money. Number 6 @Gongcast. And another thing, components that come with the same remote control, but some of the buttons control different functions depending on which component they go with, and they don't ship with a label so that you can stick them on the back and help you tell which one is paired with what piece of gear looking at you, SMSL. I can't fight you. Number 7, Timball4892 writes, reviewers that say Speaker A is the best ever and is forever an endgame for them, only to say the same thing about Speaker B a month or so later. Guilty as charged, I think. I don't know. I think we're all guilty of that. You got to make videos. If a reviewer does not have some consistency in their reference gear, then I have a very difficult time valuing their full opinion. I think you're great. Guttenberg is great. Nothing to add there. Number 8 comes from Christoph Gilowowski, 1736. My ick is seeing systems that cost multiple 6 figures with 0 room treatment. I think cheap speakers in a room full of room treatment is even weirder. At number 9, @Feliciano12V. For sure, get your hands off my knob. @Delicious Mikey takes us to the halfway point at number 10. People who share their vintage equipment on teak sideboard credenzas. I think it's good looking furniture, but at this point it's just hipster cliche. Well, Mikey, you obviously don't live in Scandinavia, but full disclosure, I have all of my gear on non-sustainable Brazilian wormwood. @John Felon comes in at 11. Don't get me wrong, I love Neil Diamond, but I have 50 albums with the same 20 songs. So at this point, I can't even remember which ones I have and keep buying the same ones over and over again, justifying maybe this one is in better condition, like it makes a difference at this point. Running out of album space, need help desperately. Thanks for letting me ick. John, I don't have that problem because I have no Neil Diamond records, not even the one produced by Robbie Robertson. Number 12, @Massimiliano Nikolic. Only because you ask, I live in Sydney, Australia, and it is a bloody virtual audio desert. I'm 53. Remember that even 20 years ago, I could buy a mini hi-fi with usable sound. Now it's all sound bars in or in the very high-end hi-fi stores. Extremely expensive and not always justified high prices. Why can't I just buy a straight-ahead 2-channel integrated amp I've only got a few more minutes. Or pair of passive speakers. I'm going to lose my S one day soon and buy online some Chinese amp and some other stuff and never look at retail stores ever again. Here's what I think is weird. I can't find an Outback Steakhouse in your country. Sometimes life just doesn't make any sense. Lucky number 13 comes from one Mictus. Revolution number 9 is my pet peeve. Yoko Ono was not John Lennon's best decision. Sorry, not sorry. Geez, that's a long time to hold a grudge, Ringo. Hey, Yoko's one of the most influential artists of the last century, and don't you forget it. At Wirehead, number 14, okay, my absolute nerve-jangling ick is when someone will wipe their fingertip across the stylus on the turntable to clean it off. Hey, I say a finger is better than another body part. At Katie_0258 weighs in with number 15. My icks, other enthusiasts in forums that can't comprehend women might like good sound too. Absolutely, Katie, and you have every right to keep rocking that Crosley.
Ooh, I'm gonna pay for that one.
At each is number 16. You know what grinds my gears when I see someone with a turntable and 2 bookshelf speakers directly next to it. Gotta keep them separated. Number 17 comes from Philip Ketchum, 1407. People with $2,000 systems bitching about people with $250,000 systems using expensive cables, and yes, amps on the floor look like car batteries on a shop floor. Hey, I've been in audio repair shops that have had speakers on the floors. I think that's fair play. At 18, it's at Grayson Young, too. He says, I only understand 30% of what you are saying, but I got 70% of laughing. Those are the exact words. That's a winning formula, man. I did the math. That works for me. Number 19 from at William Campbell, 3868 is another book. Whenever I go to a record store or over to someone's house and see records stored on top of each other or slanted on a shelf in a storage bin, dang man, many times when I shop for records, I straighten them upright because I couldn't stand them being bent over and prone to warping. I will perform this at times when I'm looking, sigh, because I feel it's my duty to look out for my fellow music enthusiasts and audiophiles. Thank you, William. I get you, William, and I do that too. And I also, when I'm at friends' house, when they're not looking, I adjust their televisions when they're not like, I swear to God, I do this. And I straighten all the pictures on the wall. I can't help myself. Oh, and just before I leave, I throw some random underwear into their dryer. Try it. It's a lot of fun. And I think we're in under 10 minutes now with number 20 from at the United States of Analog, audiophiles who watch multiple videos on my channel, then forget to subscribe. All right. That's a good one. That may be the best in the lot. Do that. We are charging to 10,000 subscribers. But we're here in the United States of Analog for fun. We're not too worried about numbers. Those are the 20 icks in under 10 minutes. You have been in the United States of Analog, and we will see you next time. She used to sit in on all the Beatles recording sessions like she was a member of the band. And anyway, people thought she broke up the Beatles, but she really didn't. There were other legal issues in play at the time, and nobody really wanted to work except Paul. So anyway, we'll talk about it more at dinner, okay?